guys, welcome to my video. I haven't done a video in a while because I keep filming clips of like what's going on and it kind of all seems a bit boring to me. I don't think you guys would be interested, and I think you deserve better content. So this video is more of a discussion. I mean, it's a discussion between me and the camera, but it's a discussion. Hopefully it will, it's an ongoing thing. So when I explain what I'm talking about, it might actually make more sense and you guys will appreciate that I'm not just going crazy and rambling. So if you get my newsletter, I shared that somebody had posted this picture on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and it was basically saying like how many weeks there were till New Year, till January, sorry. And it was saying, that could be X amount of pounds, like, if you lost £1 a week, it could be, so I think it's like 12 weeks now till New Year, so it could be £12, £24, And reason it kind of hit home to me was I started this year, 2015, my New Year's resolution was to not weigh myself. And I've done a pretty good job. Initially, it was just don't weigh myself on a weekly basis. And I was going to weigh myself at the end of January, and I didn't. And then it was going to be February, and I didn't. And it carried on until May. And I was like, I really want to weigh myself because I felt leaner. I knew I looked slightly different. So I wanted to see what the scale was saying. Because it's good to, although the scale is not the only method of progress, you definitely still want to know where you are. So I weighed myself in the May. Right before I went to Manchester, so the beginning of May, and I'd lost 7 pounds in the 5 months. And I remember sharing that with you guys and kind of instantly defending myself, like, oh, you might think it's only 5 pounds, but, remember I've lost fat, gained muscle, blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting that I instantly defended myself, and obviously that comes back to my own feelings of doubt as to why I didn't lose more, perhaps. But I think the biggest thing is in those first 5 months of the year, I went through a hell of a lot of changes in my life. I was off for 12 months with Grayson, and I then went back to work full time at the end of end of January. I was pretty much thrown in where I had left off. I was in a new branch with new team, new manager, but I was pretty much, I hadn't forgotten a whole lot, and I was kind of just put back in where I'd left. So instantly I was like suddenly trying to, and I hadn't, how am I trying to explain this? Working full-time, going from not working to working full-time with a child, it was really difficult. And I went through so many periods of guilt and feeling awful about myself because I wanted to be at home with him. We were also, me and my husband and my son kept picking up bugs and viruses. We were really, really ill for those first 5 months. It even extended out as far as my mum and my dad because they look after Grayson as well. So it was just a real nightmare. But we got through it, and we are so much better prepared for this winter because we know how to kind of deal with everything. So that's something I didn't share at the time because I was still kind of going through it. But I guess that was, when I look back at it now, I know that actually 7 pounds was so much. Like, it was a hell of a lot for me to do. And my body was different shape. I felt better. I looked better. I wasn't driving myself crazy. I was getting, sleep basically. Sleep happens. It's like shit happens. Sleep happens. I can't control it because it's, I'm dealing with a 20-month-old. So I can't deal with, I don't know when he's going to sleep and when he's not going to sleep. So at the moment, where I'm at is I basically decided that I want to weigh myself on a weekly basis up until the new year. And the reason I'm going to do this is because, one, yes, I would like the scale to go down. And obviously weighing yourself keeps you somewhat accountable because you see that number. But my main aim with this is to not get caught up on the number, because that was the whole point of not weighing myself, is that I didn't want to drive myself crazy. It wasn't about the fact that I didn't want to know what I weighed. I remember being so excited to weigh myself in May. So what it's about is, yes, I would like to lose weight. If I could lose £1 a week up until New Year, that would be marvellous. But it's not necessarily realistic. I know that fat loss isn't just 3,500, you know, the 500 calorie deficit a day. It's not just about that. That is a starting point, but there are so many other factors. So I'm not changing my diet. When I say that, I'm not going to be changing my macros. My macros will remain the same. I am going to try and reduce the amount of unhealthier things I have. And I mean that by, I tend to have like one meal a week, which is very much a treat meal or a cheat meal or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to try and reduce that from one a week to maybe like one every 10 days, one every 2 weeks. Just purely because I like to be able to have something. If I'm going out for dinner, I don't want to have to be thinking about my macros. But what I'm also going to try and introduce is the feeling of every time I sit down to eat, being satisfied with that food and not feeling like I want something else because it wasn't good enough. So that's certainly something I'm going to try and implement. And then with regards to exercise, I put together a progression plan for myself. And it is mostly weight training. I love lifting weights. It makes me feel amazing and I don't want to give that up. I know there are other ways to, there are other programs I could follow, but I really love what I'm doing. So I don't want to stop doing that because I don't want to hate the exercise I'm doing, because then I'm not going to want to go to the gym. I do want to try every couple of weeks if I can add an extra cardio session. I mean, every week would be ideal, but I'm busy. So if I could try and add at least one cardio session in every week, which I usually try and do on a Tuesday evening, that would be great, but we'll see. And then also over the next like 3 months or 2.5 months now, most of my weekends are going to be really busy. So like this weekend, I'm spending a lot of time out with Grayson. We're going to be doing a lot of walking, both Saturday and Sunday. So all of those things are going to help. And obviously the biggest factor for me that I can't control is sleep. I can't control if he's going to wake up or not. Last night, he woke up. But that's kind of my plan. And what I'm going to do is every either Sunday evening or maybe on the Monday, when I've weighed in, I'm going to do a little video. No winner as long as this one. I'm going to do a little video just to tell you guys what I weighed in at, whether that's a weight loss, what it means, blah, 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 how I feel. Because, as I said, the fact is it's not about me weighing in. That's not the issue. That never was the issue. The issue was how I felt afterwards. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is my plan. I will share it with you guys on a weekly basis. So you'll get at least a weekly video from me. I feel like at the moment I've been all over the place. I've kind of been sharing different things and creating different things, but I want you guys to know that the newsletters are going to stay. I really love sharing that content with you. I've already got an idea of what my next, well, I already know when and what my next newsletter is going to be about. So if you haven't already signed up, I'll put the link in the blocks below. Yeah. So sign up to the newsletter and I will see you guys in the next video.